I picked up surfing, and I had a really good ability to paddle out into the waves, but I was a shitty, terrible surfer. And this caught up to me really quick when I paddled out into waves that were far beyond my control,
Yeah.
wiped out so hard on a rock. The wave literally picked me up, threw me down, and in a back-breaking crunch, man, life-altering, I did not surface on top of that water the same man. It was a spirit-breaking wave. Um,
Oh,
my T12 vertebrae hit that rock, so that's where the original fracture was. There were
thoracic by the neck.
so right at where the top of the lumbar spine meets the bottom of the thoracic, the mid back.
Okay.
So we're talking,
Okay.
let's just call it low back.
Okay.
And it was not only an immediate fracture, there were multiple herniations, there was a slip disc, and the force of impact from my back hitting that rock and how the nerves seized up shifted my lumbar spine 21 degrees to the left.
Oof.
And so begins my story of how the hell do you function? How do you live? How do you go
I'm seeing
from
that picture of the wave behind you. I'm seeing that it's illustrating
it's up
your
there.
story
It's
well.
a reminder, man.
Yeah, it's a reminder. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
Well,
reminder.
what did you feel in that moment? Did you know, oh, something's very wrong?
It was an immediate knowing that something I had never experienced an injury like that. I mean, it was in that moment before I even came up, there was this sense of excruciating pain and calmness, knowing that, okay, you just fucked your back up. Let's make it to the beach. You're gonna
Do you think
crawl
you're
to
gonna
the
die?
car. It was a moment of, oh shit, like I was in a problem. I couldn't feel my left leg. I'm in the middle of obviously the middle of the ocean, but I'm in some pretty hairy surf. I've got a left leg that's floppy and can't feel anything. It was painful as hell to breathe. And the first thing was, let's just make it to the beach. Let's make it to solid ground. So that was the first segment of survival after that injury. It's terrifying, man. It's terrifying.
So you get to the beach, you collapse onto the beach.
I'm crawling. I mean, I'm on my hands and I'm on my hands and my knees, and I'm literally crawling to the car. My left knee is kind of just dragging and trailing on the ground because again, I just couldn't feel it. My board was gone. The leash broke. I have no idea where my board was, and I wasn't really even thinking about it, nor did I care. And when I finally made it to my car, this was over in Malibu. When I finally made it to my car, it was this moment of like, okay, I know I need to go to the hospital, but I need to be by myself for a second. I drove home and I literally just got back into my house and I laid down for what must have been 6 or 12 hours. I have no idea. The day is just a blur at this point, just assessing what just happened. So it was a day. It was a life-changing day.
And what was the doctor follow up after that? What was the assessment? How did that go?
Yeah, so the very next day, went to go run through the normal. We went to go get MRIs to assess what kind of damage there was. MRI report came back. I mean, it was just a laundry list of conditions and terms. Scared the living hell out of me. I couldn't pronounce anything that was on this MRI report. I remember the doctor slapping up not only the MRI results on the computer, but also the X-ray results on those little backlit kind of X-ray viewing stations in our doctor's office.
Oof.
And I remember looking at this like disfigured, mangled mess. Like, that's my back. That's what's happening right now. And it was such it's so hard to put into words when you see something that is like your body broken, and feeling that and struggling even to make it into the doctor's office. There's not only the seeing the actual break, but there's this ongoing narrative in the back of your mind. okay, am I in a wheelchair for the rest of my life? Like, what can't I now do? What do I have to give
Right.
up?
Exactly. Exactly.
It was
Already you're
it was
eliminating
terrifying.
things without, just thinking the worst probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I was out in California, obviously, at this time. My whole family was back in Denver. So the thought of, am I going to have to go back and move back in with my parents at 21? God,
Oof.
no. So just a thousand scenarios running through my mind. Um, and obviously the recommendation of a fusion was put on the table immediately. Um, I was a very scared human being in that moment. And not only seeing the severity of the break and the trauma and the impact, but also the doctor talking about, okay, we're going to have to do this invasive operation and we're going to have to fuse these vertebrae together. And this is the quality of life you're going to have. And these are the success rates of this. And these are the limitations. It was just this like, I can't, I can't deal with this right now. And I left, hobbled back over to my friend. He drove me back home, and that is where my origin story started, which is being so scared to go down the medical route. Are there other ways to heal this problem and this injury?